In consideration of all these problems of the fear and the feelings of anti-Semitism that we have, which has all been based really on the propaganda that has come from out of Hamas, how should we as individuals fight against this, these propaganda attacks and these items that come into the news? As individuals, what can we do?
So what can we do because of the propaganda that's being spread? Unfortunately, there are some Jewish people who are falling for the propaganda. I mentioned that, thank God, there is a strengthening of Jewish identity. At the same time, we're also aware of a weakening of Jewish identity, that there are some people who are supporting the enemies of the Jewish people. The prophet Isaiah said, "Maharsayv v'makrivayv mimech yetzeu." Those who destroy you and those who lay you waste will come from within your own midst. Some of our worst enemies are ourselves. You know, it's very sad. On my visits to university campuses on 7th of October, and it's not just this country, I visited, for example, Colombia. I spoke to the Columbia Barnard Hillel Society during that period where they had what they called the encampment and the occupation. And same there, as universities in this country and elsewhere, there's always a question the students ask, and that is, what should we be doing with our fellow Jewish students who are participating in the pro-Palestinian protests? The good news is it's a small proportion, but that's really, really sad. So there are some Jewish people who are falling for this. So I think we need to be more outspoken. We need to stand tall, be proud of our true values, not to let others define us, but we know what we are about. And I also think we need to communicate. Take people on, right? If somebody says something, do you know what from the river to the sea really means that you're chanting? Which river, which sea? Do you know what it's about? Do you know what the implications of that would be? Globalize the Intifada, the attack on Heaton Park Shul. That was how globalize the Intifada is translated into action. Is that what you're calling for on your marches and on your demonstrations? By the way, you also have to be careful, because sometimes you need common sense. If you are going for the critics of Israel, just make sure that you're safe and that the people you are arguing against are people who are listening to you. Because if they're not listening, if they're thoroughbred anti-Semites and nothing's going to change them, best thing is leave them alone. But the vast majority are reasonable people. They will listen, and I think we need to engage in debates. We need to take people on. When people see it's not a walkover, there are people who are supporting Israel, then that's a really good thing. And I think we need to be doing more of that.
Thank you.